Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moonshine himself.
Of Harlem.
What up? What up? Y'all already know this is Punch on Boxer, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have a nice, serious little conversation for the people that's gonna be tuning in. Nice conversation. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it real, gotta keep it honest with each other. You know what I'm saying? God bless each and every one of y'all. And apologize for the people that I normally do go live between 6:30. I start my live 6:30, 7:30. Tomorrow we're gonna go back to our original, a regular time. I wasn't planning to go live, but I want to talk about these things for real because I know everybody is talking about it, and what transpired this past weekend with Rollie Romero versus AKA Viejo, AKA Senior Citizen. But shout out to Barroso. Shout him out, man. He did what he had to do, man. Finally get into position. Finally get an opportunity to become a champion and change his legacy, change his life. Maybe change his life because we don't know how much money he was going to be making if he did have the title and go on to his next fight. But I see in the boxing community, we like to pick and choose when to care about the corruption, when to care about the politics, when to care about fighters, when not to care about fighters. I think that, of course, this sport is a beautiful sport, but it's also barbaric. It's not only barbaric what goes inside the ring, but it's barbaric what goes outside the ring. In terms of the business of boxing, and not only that, it's also the barbaric of the fans as well. I believe everybody got to take accountability for what's going on in the sport of boxing. I think everybody got to take accountability. Of course, the fans can't take the accountability because, as much accountability because we're just fans. We're just a consumer. We pay for it. Some of us steal it. So, of course, we also got to take accountability as well because we as fans, when we steal pay-per-view and things of that nature, we steal, we'll go to these other apps or these other websites. You don't pay for the Zone. You don't pay for ESPN. You don't pay for whatever. You steal from these fighters, right? These managers, promoters steal from these fighters. It's unfortunate that this is the toughest sport in the world. The toughest sport in the world, man. Brian Guzman in the building. What's good, Brian? Guzman in the building. What's good, my brother? One of the members of Punch on Boxing. If you want to become a member, you already know, man. Join to become a member. Smash the like button on your way in. Smash the like button on your way in. I know a lot of people didn't think I was going to go live, but we're going to be chopping it up, man. I want to chop it up. I don't give a damn if it's 1. I don't give a damn if it's 5, 15, 20, 100, 1,000. But we're going to be very real about everything. Some of y'all going to agree. Some of y'all going to disagree. Some of y'all don't care. Some of y'all going to understand the fighters. But I want to let y'all know once again why I created this channel. The primary reason I created this channel is to preserve the sport of boxing, to preserve the modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators, the ones that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. I did not create the channel to preserve my likeness or for you to like me or for you to or feel I'm the best or nothing like that. I did not create this channel because it was for the fans, and I'm the voice of the fans. No. That's not what I created this channel. I saw that boxing was not being covered. And I feel like, you know what, man, just let me create something so I could open up a lane for fighters. And I wanted to create a platform in which fighters was good. I could talk about fighters, especially fighters that a lot of people don't talk about in mainstream. I was a real amateur boxing fan as well. That's why if you notice who's my favorite fighters, it comes from the class, my class. The Demetrius Andre, Gary Russell Jr., Keith Thurman, Charles Hatley, Mikey Garcia, Leo Santa Cruz, Deontay Wilder, Sean Porter, Daniel Jacobs, Alexander Usyk, Ugas. So my favorite class, right? Boxing was going down the drain, as we all know. It's going down the drain. It used to be one of the major sports in America, and then became a niche sport, right? But I also see the barbaric in the sport, and I also see the barbaric in the fans. I see the corruption. I see it all the time. We see it all the time. It's become numb to us about the corruption. What we saw this past weekend, we all know what it was. We all saw it. We all identify it. We ain't dummy, especially when we are hardcore. When we are hardcore boxing fans, we understand exactly what we saw. It was corruption. It was blatantly corruption. Now, was the corruption good for business? That's the question that I ask. Was the corruption good for business? And I got to be honest. Let's keep it real. If this leads to a Rollie Romero versus Ryan Garcia, we're going to watch, we're going to pay, we're going to support. If this create a rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis, we're going to watch, we're going to pay, we're going to support. Are you going to see and support the old man's next fight? Barrosa's next fight? Are you going to support it? If you fight somebody like, let me see where we at in the 140-pound division, Sergey Lipinets next. Are you going to come out of numbers and support him? If you feel like, you know what, that he got robbed, and to become a champion, and to be becoming a champion, it gets you a larger purse. Are you willing to pack the arena or pack the house of Barroso's next fight? Or y'all just going to be screaming corruption, 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 and do nothing about it? Are you going to protest Rollie's next fight if he fights Ryan Garcia? Are you going to protest it? Are you going to support it? Are you going to tune in? Are you going to smash the like button? Are you going to tune in the promo of Ryan Garcia versus Rollie Romero? Are you going to tune into Showtime All Access? Yes, you are. Yes, y'all are. We all are. That's the reason why things happen in the sport of boxing. What's good, Brandon? ¿Qué es lo que es, mi hermano? Con la bandera de República Dominicana. Dímelo, mi hermano. Why we capping? Why are we capping? Why are we acting like you know them girls in around your way, or you probably got a friend or a cousin and stuff like that that get mistreated by her man, and then she complains to you like, yeah, man, fuck that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He don't treat me good and shit like that. I'm gonna leave him, and she complains to you about him all the time, but then she stayed with him. Matter of fact, to the point where, and it could be your sister, your cousin, your auntie, you know what I'm saying? Your female friend. And it gets to the point where, damn, you got to step up to the dude or talk to the dude like, hey, yo, my man, treat her right. Then you have no relations with her man and stuff like that as a family member, and then she stayed with him. All that complaining about nothing. This is what we do. The WBA has been in corruption for, if I think about the most of the corruption that I've seen during the rankings, judging, refereeing, is under the WBA. Tony Weeks under the WBA. Look at Rollie Romero. Rollie Romero versus Borrasso was already corrupted going in. What did y'all expect? What did we expect? Rollie Romero getting a title shot? What did we expect? We know exactly what it was. Shit, Puello tested positive for PEDs. But damn, the WBA, the sanctioning body says, you know what? If there's no belt on the line, we don't get no belt fee. Please bring something to us, man. Ow, PBC, somebody, bring whoever, man. Just get somebody in the ring with Rollie Romero, and let's put this on the line so we can get our belt fee from Borrasso and his peoples, and we get belt fee from Rollie Romero. Because remember, when the belt is on the line, they pay for sanctioning fees and belt fees. The two competitors. Do we blame Rollie? I see a lot of people critiquing Rollie. No, Rollie stepped inside the ring. He stepped those 3 flights into the square circle, and he did what he needed to do. He fought. He risked his life in that ring. So you can't be mad at Rollie. You can't be mad. You got to be disgusted with the business. But let's not also forget that the corruption happened also to Rollie before he fought Gervonta Tank Davis. Remember? There's corruption all over the world, and people just seem to sweep everything under the rug. And you know what? It's going to keep on happening. Rollie Romero got accused of sexually assaulting 5 women, right? You remember when Rollie Romero was supposed to be fighting the biggest fight of his life, and yes, he did get to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, but we never know what was going on. We never know what Rollie could have done. We would never know how strong or weak Rollie was. Can you imagine what Rollie could have done to himself? Maybe he could have killed himself. Maybe because he couldn't handle that there's these women that were saying that he raped them. We don't know what level of strength and weakness is Rollie Romero. We don't know what he could have done to himself or do something to others. Just think about it. Just think about it. If you was accused right now, because rape allegations is those type of lies, bro. It's evil. It's evil, evil, evil. When it comes to allegations of rape, when it comes to allegations of molesting little kids and things of that nature, oh my God, that's evil.
Hey, thank you.
That's evil, 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 right? Was there any accountability for those ladies? Did Showtime say, you know what? Rollie Romero is not guilty, innocent until proven guilty. They snatched that big fight from his feet. Don't know what type of plans he had. Almost lost an opportunity. I'm happy that he got the opportunity, but almost lost the opportunity. That was the first time. The first time. And if you go back to my video, that was the first time, because y'all know I always preach. I'm an advocate of paying pay-per-view because I know that these guys are also going to get paid. I respect the fighters. Remember, I'm here to preserve the sport of boxing, the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. I respect the fighters. I don't know about y'all. Even though that we could joke around, you know what I'm saying? Hold these fighters accountable sometimes and stuff like that. I respect all fighters. It was the first time that I said, I cannot pay for this pay-per-view. In all my years of boxing, I didn't promote it, but I was telling the people, I just cannot. I have too much principle. I hate what they did to Rollie Romero when these women came out, because these girls just magically disappeared. These women just magically disappeared. Yeah, who cared? And I'm bringing this up. I know it's a different type of corruption, but I'm bringing this up because we all see it all over, all surrounded us. Everything is corrupted. There's people that feel like, you know what, then Gervonta Tank Davis getting arrested and getting a slap on the wrist, hit and run, woman is pregnant, and then he get 90 days in his house. There's people out there that feel like the justice system was corrupted with Gervonta Tank Davis. Some people are like, yeah, cool, he didn't get locked up. Some people are like, yo, man, if it was me, I would have been locked up. I probably would have been 5 to 10 years for this. Money talks. There's corruption all over the world. But let's be real, let's be honest. All we doing is just bitching right now. Because as much as we know the sport of boxing, we know we're educated about the boxing, about this sport. It's always been some type of corruption. That's why you always got to give a corrupt. If somebody says, you know what, I believe this person cheated. Even let's say, I'm gonna give you an example. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I didn't believe shit. I don't believe none of the allegations that Deontay Wilder had towards Tyson Fury. But also, I had to catch myself. I couldn't say that Deontay Wilder was 100% wrong, because knowing the nature of the sport, there is a possibility of corruption. That's something that we cannot deny. Whether you're a fan of this particular fighter or not, that's one thing we cannot deny, that there is corruption in the sport of boxing. There's levels of it. So I can't neglect that. Even though that I give Deontay Wilder 5% or 1% benefit of the doubt, that it could have been, I gotta give him that because I know the nature of the sport. Christian Padilla in the building. What's good, brother? Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for the support, man. Gotta be real, man. We gotta be real. Was corruption good for boxing? Was good for business? If Ryan Garcia is the next fight, we all gonna tune into it. Ain't nobody in boxing gonna protest this. The WBA don't give a damn. It's like I told y'all the other day when I had a conversation with Paco, the WBO, a couple of years ago, and he told me that the business of boxing is none of the fans' business. And everybody in boxing will tell you the same thing. I'm talking about the business handlers in the sport of boxing, the business personnel in boxing. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of business personnel in the sport of boxing that don't give a damn about the sport or don't even know about the sport. I've been around people in boxing that don't know ish about boxing. These fighters gotta look after themselves. The ones that's gonna get the guys that get shamed is usually the fighters, but the fighters are the ones that's usually getting effed up in this game by the powers that be. And sometimes us as fans, we let it happen. We let it happen. You see, I've been talking about this. If you're familiar with the channel, you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. I always talk about opportunity. And some of y'all would debate me, would have dialogue, or punch, stop it, oh, that's your boy, here's your whatever particular fighter I'm talking about. You're going to want to debate, blah, blah, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, you familiar with the channel? I said that, man, 2022, when I said 2022 was going to be a whole year, I was talking about the business of boxing. I even have a 4th division world champion, Onito Donaire. We went through contracts to see how fighters get effed over. I only did 5K. But to be honest, that's one of the most important lives in boxing history, I'm going to say it like this, for the fighters. The most educated live a fighter could tune into is the one that I had with Onito Donaire and Rachel Donaire, us going through a contract. If people really want to understand how to get effed over or identify if you are getting effed over in the sport of boxing, that's the primary video that every fighter should tune into. But I understand this community, they like more BS and more entertaining than everything. And this is what I notice about this community. That this community is all talk. The boxing community is all talk. I'm going to tell you like this. By next week or this weekend, we're going to be watching Devin the Dream Haney versus Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko. If Devin Haney wins, we're going to be talking about Devin Haney moving up to the 140-pound division. Then two weeks after, we're going to be talking about Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. And then we're going to be talking about the 140-pound division. We're going to be talking about Regis Prograis. They're going to be fighting Pyro. We're going to be talking about this lucrative and this dangerous 140-pound division. You know what? What we're going to say is, damn, I want to see Devin Haney versus Rollie. Damn, I want to see the winner of Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez versus Rollie. I want to see Ryan Garcia versus Rollie. I want to get that. And everybody's going to forget about the old man. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Y'all don't give a damn about that old man. Y'all don't give a damn about his opportunities. Y'all don't care about fighters getting the opportunities and being in position to get the opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that when we argue about when this fighter is supposed to get a fight or in position to get a fight, we be debating that this person shouldn't get the fight. We're the same community that like to strip opportunities from fighters. We debate that this fighter don't deserve this. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Does Barrasso deserve an opportunity again? I believe that every fighter that put in position deserves an opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is their job. I think that we forget that boxing is a sport to us. To them, it's a livelihood. It's how they feed their family. It's how they feed themselves. We forget that. So when we see, oh my God, this fighter shouldn't deserve this fight because he don't deserve it. Now, now I'm gonna say it like this: one fighter could deserve the fight over another guy, but if that person is in position to get a fight, then he's in position to get a fight. It's almost like if you want a job right now, maybe you deserve to get paid more than this other person, but this person is not. He's not. He doesn't deserve to be laid off. Just think about it. You did your stuff in school, but just so because in the end of the day, also when I did create the channel, and I always tell the people live after live after live, I always say the boxing translates to life itself, right? So we're talking about life. I always say the boxing translates life itself, so we're talking about life. Now let me give you an example. Let's say when you go into school, right? You paying your dues. You paying your dues, you going to school, people around you probably dropped out, but you paying your dues. You get your high school diploma, and then you go get your associates and your bachelor's and your master's and probably your PhD. And you work your way up, you spend so much money. You spend so much money, so much time, so much sacrifice. So much sacrifice, family push it to a side. Sometimes if you have kids early, you push kids to a side just so you can have that education. You're putting in the work so you can have a better job. You're putting in that work so you can have a better opportunity than the rest. Now, I'm going to give you a different example. Now, let me give you the boxer's life. Most of the boxers that we're a fan of, they start boxing at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8. They start the amateur circuit around 8, 9, 10. Fighting for free, getting hit in the head. They're hitting people over the head. 11, 12, 13, junior nationals and stuff like that, nationals and stuff like that, Pan American Games, tournaments all over the world, and things of that nature. And they're getting hit for free. They're fighting for free. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, putting in that work. Most of these fighters even don't drop out of school. Most of these fighters are like caged animals. You don't see when we see the videos of Devin Haney when he's young in the amateurs, or T.O. or Shakur Stevenson, Virgil Ortiz, Bam Rodriguez, and Thurman and Andre and Devis Andre going at it in the amateurs, right? Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney going at it in the amateurs, 6 fights, right? Did it for free. Didn't get paid, right? And then, even in boxing today, we'd be like, yo, this one is scared of this one, man. They just fought for free 6 times. You think that Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney is afraid of each other? Jermaine Ortiz versus Teofimo Lopez in the amateurs. Charles Hatley versus Demis Andre in the amateurs. Daniel Jacobs versus Sean Porter in the amateurs. Sean Porter versus Alexander Usyk in the amateur. Ugas versus Bud Crawford in the amateurs. Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr. in the amateurs. All these guys went toe-to-toe, rivals, for free. And they paid their dues. By the time they hit the professional level, they're getting paid. But guess what? In the beginning of the professional level, they only getting paid like what? The first fight may be $800, $500. You got to split it up with your trainer. They could be well over into 15 fights and still getting paid $1,500, $1,800, maybe $2,000, maybe $1,000. Well into their career, still sacrificing. And the few, when I'm talking about the few, just think about remember, this is a world sport. Do you know how many fighters are getting 7 figures? This ain't like the NBA where everybody in the NBA is a millionaire, basically. Everybody in the NBA is a millionaire. Almost everybody in the MLB is making six to 7 digits. They're getting paid. Do you know how many millionaires there are in the sport of boxing? Do you know how many millionaire fighters there are in the sport of boxing? Do you know how many, put it this way, do you know how many millionaires walk out the ring or after they cash their check, or after they have to pay, or after taxes. Do you know how many fighters make $1 million in the sport of boxing? Remember, this is a world sport. America, UK, Ireland, Australia, Africa. Just think about that. This is a world sport, and you tell me how many fighters there. Go to BoxRec right now. If you want to go to BoxRec, see how many people are campaigning. See how many amateurs are also campaigning. How many people are getting really paid. How many people you can make a living off this. But also will never probably get opportunity ever again. Started at the age 11. Made the sacrifice also, like Polamale Naji alluded. He fought the same day that his wife got kidnapped and killed. Also, we've seen rest in peace to the 22-year-old that passed away. I believe his name was Enrique. How much you think he was getting paid for that fight? Hmm? How much you think that young man was getting paid for that fight? How much you think that Patrick Day was getting paid for that fight? How much you think rest in peace, I don't know how to pronounce his name, the Russian that Buddy McGirt trained. How much you think he got paid for that fight? To sacrifice his life to make ends meet. How much? In boxing, there's so much corruption, and some of the corruption in the sport of boxing is so, we're so numb to it. There's a lot of unfair advantages. I even hate to see when there's an elite amateur that's come from the amateur circuit, have over 200 to 300 amateur bouts, and then they put him in the ring. He becomes professional. Let's say, for example, Andy Cruz. Let's say Andy Cruz. Let's say Andy Cruz is already becoming a professional, right? And we all know that this guy is an elite amateur, one of the best fighters in the world. Some people would be like, but yo, punch is amateur. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you like this. All the skill set that you see in the professional level from all these guys is from their amateur skill set. They're just fighting in the pros. But all these guys already got their skill set build sharpened. They got amateur skill set now in the professional level. Remember, these guys in elite, guys like Andy Cruz, guys like Keyshawn Davis, guys like Tio, guys like Lomachenko, guys like Shakur Stevenson, guys like Usyk and Bivol and Baturbiev. Amateurs, elite amateurs. Demise Andre, elite amateurs. Triple G, elite amateurs, right? And they come to the professional level, and then some of these guys get put in the ring with guys that are like um, 3 wins and 15 losses, 4 wins and 27 losses. I believe that's corrupted right there. I believe that that's corruption in my eyes, because you know damn well that this guy is not fully equipped to get in the ring with this elite amateur. See, it starts from the beginning, y'all. All this corruption, there's even corruption in the amateur circuit. It's never going to change. You know why? Because collectively, let's be real, we don't give a damn. Collectively, we never got all hands on deck to change something. Collectively, the boxing community has never got everybody all hands on deck and say, you know what? We're not supporting any fight that the WBA is sanctioning. We're not supporting any fight that the network is showcasing. We're not supporting any fight that Rollie Romero is going to be fighting in, except he needs to give this guy Borrazo a rematch. We're not supporting anything. Nobody is going to do it. It's not going to be all hands on deck. None of us are going to do it massively, and this is why it keeps going. And the boxing personnel, I met a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen, behind the scenes. They don't give a damn 2 shits about the fans. I'm going to tell you again, like they told me, The business of boxing is none of the fans' business. Why y'all think? Why y'all think? Y'all can see it as, oh, this is just punch on boxing, and he just talking about his boy Teofimo Lopez. Why you think I never gave in to even dispute the undisputed with Teofimo Lopez? Because I identify the politics. You know why? Because I identify the politics. And me identifying the politics, I'm not going to give in to the politics. I'm not going to take that away from Teofimo Lopez's undisputed just for bragging rights on YTBC. We all saw the dirt. We all saw it. But people want to dispute that. And that's just an example. That's just what you want to break it down further, punch beside the obvious. And so let's talk about it. Ask me. I'll let y'all know. I seen corruption in the sport of boxing, bro. I seen a guy come 12 pounds heavy, and he's about to make $500. Right? He needs that $500. The opponent. They took away from the guy's purse. If you, they fined him. What was I think it was $200 to $300. I think that was in Hollywood, Florida. The guy didn't even give a damn. I'm coming 12 pounds heavier. He needs this fight. He's going to fight. The guy got knocked out in the first round. Cold. I've been in fights where these guys don't even get tested. High profile fights. Recently. I'm telling you like this. Recently. That you wouldn't even think that, damn, how the F they run as fighters that didn't even get tested. Smash the like. Let's see what we got. Let's see who we got in the building. Who got in the building? We got in the building. PBC Mayweather, they don't care about fair. They won't give Barrasso a rematch. But this is just not a PBC TMT Mayweather. This is everybody. Everybody. Let's not forget. Remember the fight, and I said this the other day. Remember the fight with um Joshua Franco versus Andrew Maloney when there was no headbutt and they had a replay for like 30 minutes. Actually, the replay, they was going over the replay longer than the whole fight. They saw it in slow motion. There was no headbutt. And they record it as a headbutt. Slow motion for 30 minutes. The whole world seeing it. Everybody was watching it. Everybody was coming in on it. Slow motion after slow motion. There was no headbutt, and they still came with the decision that there was a headbutt. Andrew Maloney should have been a champion that night. Andrew Maloney should have been the champion that night. And what happened? Joshua Franco retained his title, and then in the next fight, Andrew Maloney couldn't get the same momentum than which he had and which he was putting in work on Joshua Franco. And what happened? Do you know that the same judge, that woman that got suspended by the WBA, is still judging fights? Nothing changed. Villalante in the building. Good looking out with the super chat, my brother. Random. When you say these guys doing it for pure entertainment, not punch, they're doing it for the big money. They're putting their lives on the line for the bag. No, what I'm saying is that, of course, it's for survival. They're doing it for the bag. This is their job. But I'm saying for us, they're doing it for pure entertainment. Not for the pure entertainment, but also you got to understand that boxers also they feed off the fans' adrenaline. They feed off the fans, which gives them adrenaline. For us, it's entertainment. There's fighters out there. I'm gonna say it like this for real, Vigilante. There's fighters out there that really cares about performing and entertaining the fans. Manny Pacquiao is one of those that he cares about entertaining the fans. He cares. I know for a fact. I know for a fact, Teofimo Lopez. I know for a fact he cares about this. There's certain fighters that don't care. They just want to get the W, however it comes. There's certain fighters that care about entertainment. Shakur Stevenson, remember, I was talking to Shakur Stevenson and I was talking to him about it. And now he learned to value entertainment. Like he values it. Yeah, they're doing it for the bag, but also they want to do it for their legacy. They want to do it. They want to be that type of fighter that excites the fans and want the fans coming into and watching them. I disagree or you about the elite amateurs versus the bum because the bum may not be a bum. I never called nobody a bum. CG, I never called nobody a bum. I said fully equipped. I said that fighter is not fully equipped to be in the ring with this level of fighter. That's what I said. I said for me, that's corruption in his own. When a guy can't defend himself versus elite type of skill set, why you think these guys be knocking all these guys out the way that they do? It's they're tailor made for them to knock this guy out. Not thinking that this other guy that's not fully equipped to even be in the ring with this type of skill set, he could die in the ring. He could die in the ring. You can't put a fully equipped guy to get in the ring with this guy that's just being in the gym, just hitting the punching bag and just training for like 2 weeks to prepare for a guy that's been training his whole life and winning and winning titles all over the world, silver medalists, gold medalists, and putting in the ring. And you think that what's going to happen to that guy? He's going to get hurt real bad. Y'all seen a lot of amateur fights, bro. And I see a lot of these guys. I seen a lot of the beginning of their pro fight. They be knocking out guys cold. I'm gonna give you an example. Look, Gabe Flores. Shout out to Gabe Flores and his performance yet this past weekend. We know that Gabe Flores is not known for power. Who he was fighting? He was fighting a guy that was actually tailor made for him to get for him to win. Gabe Flores hit him with a counter left hook, and the dude was out cold. Because in reality, that man really is not supposed to be in the ring with Gabe Flores. In the commission, there is rules that the commission supposed to allow fighters that's on similar levels in the ring. That's the only way they should sanction fights. They don't even go by the rules no more. If you could, anybody right now, check the commission or whatever state that you're in, whether it's the Nevada State Commission, whether it's the California Commission, and things of that nature, you're going to read it for yourself. You can read it for yourself. A lot of these people, you see a fighter coming straight, like Andy Cruz, if he comes in his first fight, he's going to be fighting a guy that is 5 wins and 17 losses. That's criminal, bro. That's criminal. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Give me a second. You charge this up. It's criminal. I jumped out the window. You got my attention, though. Then who's to step if the guy with 15 losses wants to fight the star? The 1-5 loss fighters, I mean, Viva Ponche Dron. Que dímelo, mi hermano. ¿Qué lo que? That's what separates the UFC and boxing. The stoppage was garbage. Extremely garbage. Extremely garbage. But I think it's more than just this corruption. You know what I'm saying? We might see another corruption going on this next weekend, right? We might see another corruption going on. And there's a lot of fights out there that's not even televised. There's other fights out there that's not televised, is being corrupted as well. you know. But this is why I have a soft spot for the betterment of fighters and the fairness of fighters. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fans don't give a damn about these fighters, and I understand we're just watching the sport. But remember, this is their livelihood. Like I said, this is their livelihood, and we don't think that this is their livelihood. You don't think that this is their livelihood, man? Do we really care about these fighters? Do we want to understand the what these fighters really have to go through? I don't think so. I don't think so. Matter of fact, I know so. Collectively, we don't care. If Rollie Romero gets Ryan Garcia next, we wouldn't give a damn about El Viejo, the senior citizen. We wouldn't give a damn. We wouldn't give two ish about it. We don't give a damn if he's going to be fighting next. We don't even give a damn if he retires. What is the outcry going to do? Even in politics, don't you see politics? Sometimes people be like, "Oh my God, or protesting. Oh my God, there's another police brutality. Oh, another killing. Oh, another this." And then what happens? Everybody goes to the same life, same culture. They don't care. What's good, H? The Ozank dude put a beating on Romero. That's why when it's easy to follow the trend of certain fighters, that's why I like to create content and like to fight for the person that people like to say doesn't earn their stripes or opportunities or things of that nature. I see certain politics that y'all don't even see either. Mm. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about now. Let's switch it up. Let's talk about a little bit of what's going on in this community right now, in terms of I put a couple of videos out saying that people don't like it. That I'll be like, hey, yo, Demetrius Andre, he he gets avoided. He's been getting ducked. But y'all don't care he was in position for an opportunity. Y'all don't care that he earned the right to get a legacy fight or a big fight. Y'all don't give a damn about that. Matter of fact, there's more people out there in this community that's trying to come with a bunch of narratives to say that he doesn't earn the right to get this and that. That's what I mean about this community. This community, we supposed to be like, hey, yo, he should fight this person. He should fight. We want to see the fight. Now we becoming protectors, security agencies. What's going on with this community, man? It's getting a bougie community. Oh my God, protecting fighters now. That's what we do. We protect the fighters from not fighting a threatening fight, a challenging fight. We like to pick and choose when we want to see the best fighting the best. We want to pick and choose. We want to pick and choose whether the best fighting the best, whether to fight for the belt, whether to fight for mandatory. There's people that be arguing that the mandatory is more important than the unification bout now. Just so they could, just for bragging rights, just to hold on and drown in their narrative. Jason in the building said it was wrong what happened, but what could the fans really do? Not watch Rollie fight? Some say it wasn't Rollie's fault. But he's representing, the only thing is, Jason, that he's representing an organization that we believe, and I believe a lot of people believe, is highly corrupted. He's representing the WBA. See, for now, Rollie is not. Maybe Rollie is he didn't get robbed. But what about in the next fight? Let's say if he fights Gervonta Tank Davis and he gets robbed, and he's doing his thing, and he didn't get hurt, and he was robbed to save a fight with him, with the likes of a Ryan Garcia. Sometimes these fighters got to speak up. Sometimes these fighters, I'm gonna give you an example. Look, Rollie was talking about Puello. Oh my God, Puello should not be in boxing. They shouldn't have they shouldn't put this guy in the ring. They should be banned from boxing, right? Because he feels like he was gonna be cheated. He was a corrupted fighter, cheated fighter. He doesn't deserve to be in the sport. Now, Rollie, if you're gonna speak up about that, speak up about the other corruption, like your own fight. How about if a fighter say this? You know what? I'm a fighter. I wouldn't wish this happened to me. I don't think I deserve the belt. My next fight is not going to be Ryan Garcia. My next fight is going to be Borrasso. I'm a fighter. I understand him. I understand this fighter. I wish it would have never happened to me. This guy deserves a rematch. It's a stoppage that should have never been stopped. And I can't live with myself to see another fellow fighter that do what I do and live the life that I live. And in this business, I can understand what has happened to me as well. Like I'm speaking about Rollie Romero, in which they almost took the best opportunity for me when these women came with these fake sexual allegations and shit like that. But you know what Rollie did? You know what Rollie did though? He went along with the corruption by saying, I want to fight Ryan Garcia next. Nah, bro. You can't enable that shit. You can enable corruption and then speak on another fighter for testing positive. They should have never been in boxing or whatever like that. Nah, 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 nah. But you know what? He's looking at it like, yo, this is boxing. This is business, man. If it's not them, it will be me. Who's good, Danny Medina? If it's not them, it will be me. Certain fighters understand this business too. They understand how cutthroat this business is. These fighters understand how cutthroat the business is. There's certain fighters that identify, hey, yo, I'm about to get got. Have you ever had a feeling, I don't know, in your respective lives that you be like, hey, yo, nah, man, they setting me. Excuse. Punch. Why ain't your boy? Why he didn't fight Parker and stuff like that? No, you really think he's stupid? Then if you would have fought Parker, then he would have got the Canelo fight, and then. Oh, we're gonna play the dummy now. What's good, Oz? Really? Why Barbosa is he took the fight the purse bid and feel like he's not getting paid what he deserves? Nah, I ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna fight this fight. Nah, nah, nah. I broke down another corrupt just like that, and I'm gonna bring it up again because we're talking about corruption, right? I don't give a damn if y'all don't like what this particular fighter that got burned, but I'm gonna tell you. Remember that time? Remember that time with Parker, the Andre, the purse bid. They bid almost what 1.8. He was gonna get paid 1.2 or something like that, right? And then the second purse bid, they only bid at what 300. He's gonna get paid 283, so it went all the way to 1.2, 1.4 million. He's about to get paid to fight Zach Parker, and then he's gonna get $183,000 to get paid. And y'all ain't see the corruption in there. Y'all ain't see that nobody bid it in that fight, even though the first fight that was supposed to be in May already sold 15,000 tickets. You ain't see the politics and the corruption that was going to happen. You really think that Zach Parker that was going to get paid $700,000 to $800,000 by his team, Frank Warren, in the second purse bid, he was going to get paid $80,000. Now, how you think you guys just looking at it from the Demetrius Andre side? What about the Zach Parker side? You really think that was fair on Zach Parker? You really think that Zach Parker was going to fight for 90,000 when he was going to get paid over 700, 800,000? Y'all didn't see the corruption. Y'all didn't see the politics. Y'all didn't see that after that, Frank Warren, remember, Frank Warren works for Top Rank. Frank Warren works with Bob Arum. That's his partner. Who you think Jenna fought? Who did Jenna fought last? Not the fight, not this fight that just happened, Butler. The fight before that. Y'all ain't see the politics, right? Jenna fought a Frank Warren fighter. The WBO was not supposed to even they wasn't supposed to mandate Demetrius Andre that quick And even though they was not supposed to even give him the ultimatum to release that belt. Y'all don't see what David Benavidez, why David Benavidez ain't getting mandated. Samson Likowitz is saying, "Oh, I hope that Canelo Alvarez does his job." No, 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 Samson Likowitz, your best friend Mauricio Sudamon needs to do his job. What are you talking about? The video that I did with Michelle Rivera and Frank Warren. What did I mean, I'm sorry, Frank Martin. What was my video? What was my video when I did with Michelle Rivera versus Frank Martin when it was announced? I said, Michelle Rivera, they gonna set your ass up. That's what it was. Even people were saying, "Come on, yo, come on, Punch. You know Michelle Rivera is gonna beat Frank Martin." What is a he just beat? He just won a final elimination bout to become the mandatory to Gervonta Tank Davis. It was not supposed to be Hector Luis Garcia that was supposed to be fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. It was supposed to be Michel Rivera. He worked his way up the ranks, put himself in position, won his position to get the fight, the money fight, the lucrative fight, the fight that could actually change his life. Even though that he lost to Frank Martin was not supposed to be in the ring. Frank Martin was ranked not even in the top 10 when he fought Michel Rivera. But guess what? It's politics. Frank Martin, Earl Spence guy, Al Heyman guy. Even though Michel Rivera's Al Heyman guy, but the people is telling him, yo, put Frank Martin in with Michel Rivera. All of a sudden, Michel Rivera, who I know, I don't believe not even a cell, he knowingly put something in his body. If you know Michel Rivera, if y'all know this guy, this kid that sacrificed everything, left his family, was sleeping was sleeping for more than 3 years in a gym in Florida, in a gym. This kid is probably one of the most humble kids I ever met in boxing. Humble. All he did was fight, box, train, and learn and read and speak English. Very determined to the point where he don't want a translator because he just was determined to learn English. And if you listen to how he talks right now with the confidence, if you would have seen him 3 years ago, bro, that's all he did. He lived in the gym, literally. Came from Dominican Republic and lived in the gym. I know for a fact. For a fact. He didn't normally put something in his body. Why you think I even tell certain fighters, hey, yo, my man, take your own bottle of water. Take your own. Don't eat. Don't drink. Don't just take whatever anybody gives you. You gotta understand the business of boxing. This sport is the most corrupted sport in the history of all sports. The problem also is that we're so used to it that we just move on to the next. We're gonna move on to the next fight. We're gonna move on to the next event, and we're not gonna care. I just want y'all to know this is their livelihood. The reason why most of us is upset about what happened, corruption, the robbery, is because you saw that the man that he was in lucky position to get this opportunity. And they cheated him out of it. And we also understand because of our knowledge of the sport, because we're hardcore boxing fans, know that he's never gonna get a chance like that again. That's why we're upset. Because we feel he's never gonna get that opportunity. We feel like he's earned the right to get that opportunity again, but we feel like he's not gonna get that opportunity. And this is what I tell y'all, folks. Stop trying to take opportunities away from fighters when you know they earned the right to get a major opportunity, a legacy opportunity. Oh, I don't. Oh, this person. No, he hasn't done nothing. Shut the f up. He's in position for the fight. I didn't like the John Ryder versus Canelo Alvarez pick, but he was in position for the fight. I just felt like there was other people that was in position for that fight way longer than John Ryder, but he was in position for that fight to get picked. He did what he had to do to get picked, to become an option. Put it that way. And in boxing, you in good position if you're an option. But also, I believe that the person that's supposed to get those opportunities is those that's already been put in that position and worked their way into that position as well. So when I'm in debates, these stupid, meaningless debates in Twitter or in here, and people saying, well, this guy doesn't deserve the fight. Why don't you say that just if you don't like this other fighter, man, tell this other fighter that you don't like to beat the crap out of this fighter, and that's it. We won't even have to talk about this anymore. Oh no, the NBA is all corrupted too. You know they had to pay that referee. What's his name? Dahani, something like that. They paid him hush money so he could shut the f up. We haven't heard him say anything, of course, man, because they paid him hush money. The NBA gave him a good check. I say, man, just please, just shut up, please, please. We're gonna give you what, $20 million or $10 million. Just go away. Just don't say nothing. Sign here. You're not supposed to say anything else. We're gonna take care of you. Just shut the f up. Tim Donahue, yeah, we haven't heard Tim Donahue in a long time, right? Well, let's see if the WBA going to strip Rolling. Let's see the WBA going to strip him. Let's see what the WBA going to do. Man, we all know Jackson Martinez beat the brakes off Rolly. We all know that as well. And that's what I mean. We moved on. That's what I mean. Ain't that going to change Jumbo Slice? We all know that Jackson Martinez got robbed with Rolly, but then when Rolly was going to be facing Javante Tank Davis, we was all in. Nobody gave a damn about Jackson Martinez. Nobody gave a damn about Jackson Martinez. Who protested for Jackson Martinez? Jackson Martinez was in the same position as Borrasso because the time that Jackson Martinez actually fought Rollie Romero, he was not backed up by a major promotion. Jackie Hernandez. Good looking out, Jackie. I appreciate you, Jackie. Good looking out con los 5 pesos, los $5 de plátano. Good looking out. Appreciate you. And that's what I'm saying. We did not care. God bless you, Jack. We didn't care. Jackson Martinez got robbed. Where's Jackson Martinez today? Did he get another opportunity? Did he get an opportunity at a world title? What was his opportunity for a world title? Who he got knocked out, bro? Oh, Frank Martin, right? 9 days notice. They use these fighters. They don't care about these fighters. They didn't care about Jackson Martinez, Borrasso. They look at these guys that come from these poor islands, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and they say, hey, just they're give them 3 days, 9 days notice, 5 days notice. You think Hector Luis Garcia was supposed to be Chris Colbert? You think that Jackson Martinez was supposed to be Rolly? You think that Borrasso was supposed to be Rolly? You think that Jesus, I'm sorry, De Los Santos was supposed to be Rayo? Nah. Especially in boxing, they look down on those Caribbean fighters. They think that you could just push $15,000 and that's it. We'll take it. I don't think that really. You know what? I've noticed. I don't think Samson Liquors really care about these poor fighters. I think you could get more out of them. they could easily be used. Jackson Martinez was knocked out by Richard Coleman. Never got a title shot. Don't forget Banana Rosario beating exactly Jimbo Slice. That was a homecoming fight for J-Rock in Philadelphia. He was not supposed to get that fight. He was not supposed to be winning. And if they cared about Jason Rosario, why they didn't build him up? Why they didn't build a fight with Jamel Charlo? You know what happened? Nah, there was a mistake. He was not supposed to be J-Rock. F it. We got to put him in the ring right with Jamel Charlo. How much they going to give Jason Rosario? What they gave? $250K? A unified champion, $250K to fight Jamel Charlo? But it was $250K. You know what Jason Rosario actually did with that money? He bought a Rolls Royce. Probably broke right now. But if he believed in his value and believed, they would have been like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna take the fight. I want that fight when it's fully open, when the pandemic, when it's fully open. Some of them the Caribbean, and some of these guys, especially the Dominican fighters, I know they take advantage of them. Look, I spoke to a manager, and he said that Dominican fighters, the market for Dominican fighters is useless. He said that. A very, very powerful manager in the sport of boxing I had a conversation with. Don't forget. But yeah. I do believe that yes, in certain parts, boxing is becoming a WWE. I think that everybody's trying to cash out, especially the old promoters. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are trying to cash out. They don't give a damn. I believe Eddie Hearn has. I think. Let's say a guy like Eddie Hearn, he was all about boxing. Like he was like, as soon as his father gave him the keys and he really wanted to change boxing. I think he wanted to really enhance the sport of boxing. I could tell by when I had media credentials, I was what man. He was the first one there, the last one. He would talk to everybody, do interviews, always so. He was so. He's gotten to the point where be like, man, I'm just gonna make money with Anthony Joshua, Canelo Alvarez, and he even got corrupted. Let's not forget that it was gonna be that if nobody leaked out, especially I believe that was Chris Eubank Sr. If he didn't leak out the information that Conor Ben was dirty, and the the Daily Mail didn't get a hold of those reports and those facts, we would have seen a dirty fighter in Conor Ben get in the ring with Chris Eubank Jr. And Eddie Hearn was not going to stop that. And the BCC was not going to stop that. The BBC was not going to stop that. They wasn't going to stop that. They stopped it because it actually went public. Good looking out, J Dog. Appreciate you, man. Boxing is business. It's an investment. You think they want to lose out on their investment? It's corruption all over the world, man. Can you think about put it this way? Even when Flo Mayweather got locked up, the Nevada justice system says, all right, we're gonna allow you to go fight, and then you could do your 90 days. Can you imagine? Don't you wish that we could do that shit like regular people? Like, yo, my man, go ahead, go to vacation, and then you come right back, and then you're gonna get locked up for 90 days. Go to vacation. It's all corrupted. Even y'all already know the justice system is all corrupted. Sometimes you could buy your way out of jail. Sometimes you get put in jail. Then they find out 20 years later that when they saw the DNA, it wasn't you. So everything is corrupted, man. Family court system is all corrupted. They don't give a damn about no fathers. Everything is corrupted. Boxing is corrupted. All sports is corrupted. It's business. You really think these guys not on PEDs? They all on PEDs. The people that don't get caught, or the people that you know what I'm saying, is the ones that they get it out they get it in the black market. Those are the people that they suspend. You really think, I'm gonna tell you the truth, you really think that Jimmy Butler, what was it, game one, game two, is gonna twist his ankle twist his ankle, hopping all over the place, and then in game two, or was it game two, he came right back and he wasn't even limping. Hey, yo, twist your ankle right now like Jimmy Butler, and let's see what you're gonna be, how you're gonna be walking for the next week. These athletes are getting shoot up too. Remember, you got to protect your investment. You really think that the body, and I'm not saying this to hate, I'm just being real. And there's medicine and there's PEDs that's given to these millionaire athletes so their body can hold up an 82 plus game season, 162 plus game season. Shit is not normal. Now let's be real. Ain't nothing normal. Why you think when NBA players they retire, all of them got the same limp? They limping, lower back, bad knees. They can't even run no more. They all move. They're 40, they 38, 30, 35 years old, retire, moving like they're 60. That's it. They ain't getting no more cortisone shots. Cortisone shots are steroids, by the way. Everything is corrupted in boxing, and the fans like to pick and choose which corruption to attack, which corruptions is enabled. So let's stop. Let's quit the cap. If Rollie Romero was going to be fighting Ryan Garcia, we don't give a damn. The corruption was good for business. Was it good for the morals of boxing? What morals? What morals does boxing have? You let me know so I can find out. Let me know what morals that boxing have. As much as I hate what happened this past weekend, I still understand that it was best for business. And as much as we're disgusted by it, as much as we know that it's evil, we know that what Tony Weeks did this past weekend was best for business. Am I right or wrong? Let me know if y'all disagree or agree. I don't like what I'm saying right now, to be honest. I hate what I'm saying. But even if I hate it, I can understand that that's the truth. It's the reason why it happened, because it was good for business. And you know, Rollie Romero fights a rematch with Gervonta Davis. If he fights Pitbull Cruz, if he fights, even if it wasn't Barroso, I still believe something would have happened to Puello. It was a reason why Rollie got in that position. We all understood that he was not supposed to be in position for a title shot. Come on. That it was absurd. We know that he was not supposed to be in position. That was already corrupted on its own. What you think was supposed to happen in that fight? Even if it was him, even if it was Puello, anybody, Rollie Romero was going to walk out that arena as the WBA champion. It don't matter who it was. Why Gary Antoine Russell didn't fight Puello? Was he in the mandatory? Wasn't he the mandatory to Puello? Or maybe they told Gary Antoine Russell, hey, yo, we're going to do this, step aside. Maybe we're going to build you up. Maybe we're going to build you up to roll and because, Gary Antoine Russell, he don't have a major following. He don't really promote himself. You don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? But if you put Rollie Romero to talk shit to Gary Antoine Russell, and then you could build Gary Antoine Russell and Rollie, then that builds the Gary Antoine Russell era in 140 pounds, because Gary Antoine Russell was a force to be reckoned with. And then the Gary Antoine Russell versus Gervonta Davis is built. Ooh, PBC side. Come on, y'all. Why didn't Gary Antoine Russell fight? You telling me that Gary Antoine Russell said to himself, you know what? I don't want a title shot. You really think that Gary Antoine Russell got in position for a title shot? Where is Gary Antoine Russell? Where is he? Look what they try to do with the welterweight division. When they petitioned the WBA for Keith Thurman versus Earl the True Spence. Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios lost to Gervonta Tank Davis. Going to be facing he faced Keith for Tom Thurman. Keith for Tom Thurman became the mandatory. And a lot of people was like, hey, yo, Punch, yo, how he became the mandatory? And I told you the politics already. I told you when the WBC, Mauricio Sudamon told Keith Thurman when he vacated the belt, and we already know the WBC got put in the line for Porter versus Danielson Garcia, and Mauricio Sudamon said in the interview they were going to that when Keith Thurman is ready to come back and fight for our organization, he's going to get a title shot. I did a video about it. I told you about it. I educated you about it. But see, there's some people in this community that just, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm here to break things down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. I'm getting blackballed in the sport of boxing because I keep it too real. Y'all really think that I never got calls or emails? Can you please take that video down? I'm going to tell you like this. What goes behind the scenes, oh my God, is way more entertaining. Oh, these guys hate my voice. This is a fact. This is a fact. Powers that be getting my numbers that I don't even know. I'm saying to my mind, how the F did you get my number? How the F did you get my number? Can you take this thing down? Can you take this? Oh, this is the reason why you're not here. This is the reason why you're not accepted here. I'll write a book about it. I'm gonna tell you what I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. And you know why I haven't gone off on people? Because I feel like I still have a responsibility for the people. I still have responsibility for the channel, for those who support the channel as well. Not just the community of boxing. I still feel like I have a responsibility for those who really support Punch Drunk Boxing, who really support the channel, really support the work. That if I go all out, not in terms, I always go all out, but in terms of exposing. See, because I'm not in the business of trying to burn bridges. My realness, my realness and my truth has burned bridges already. I noticed that the truth in this community is not heavily and massively supported. And I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Is it worth me exposing this and this and this person and this person? Is it worth for me exposing this event, this situation right here? Am I going to get back up? Because the only way that I'm staying in position for those doors to stay open is if I'm massively supported. But I'm not in this community massively supported. So why would I shut doors down if I'm not even massively supported? So I learned, especially this past year, I learned to be like, you know what? I could really expose this situation, but what is it going to do? Just close more doors? My realness is not getting where it needs to be. And this is why I'm doing this live right now. What is all this cap? What is all this us screaming about corruption? What is all that about? Let's be real. We don't give a damn. Ladies and gentlemen, my members, I did a video for the member. It was I believe only Tim Baylor show up. I was going through contract, an actual contract. How fighters get effed over. I told the people, y'all really want to know the business of boxing? Y'all really want to know the business of boxing? Tune into this video. I did it with Rachel Donaire and No Need to Donaire. Tune into the, look. Let's. We was on a exposed boxing crusade. Did we get the support? No. So then what happens to me? Whoa. Punch, man. Nah. You're not allowed here. You're not gonna give me the credentials here. They will tell certain promotional company will tell their fighters not to do interviews with this guy, Punch Run Boxing. Stay away from Punch Run Boxing. You don't think that's happening right now? I know that for a fact. You know why? Because fighters already told me. But I'm not even gonna blow their spot up. They're just looking out for me. And I always say, the only people that's gonna open the doors for me now is gonna be the fighters. If y'all gonna see me in the arena, if y'all gonna see me backstage, if you're gonna see me having media credentials, because of the fighters now. The fighters have to respect and have to support the real people that's covering them. The supporters, the followers need to support real channels, or all these channels are gonna be narrative channels. If y'all want people to just be entertainers and stuff like that, talk bullshit, not give you the facts, I understand this community don't give a damn about the facts. But it is what it is. I'm just letting y'all know. See, for me, it's like if I'm not in it to tell the truth, I'm not sacrificing my time. Look at it. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You think I'm gonna be up at 1 o'clock in the morning? Y'all see me go live. Most of the time I'm going live at 6:30, 7 o'clock. You know how many times for the past 3-4 years that I miss my kids going to sleep? I haven't put my kids to sleep because I'm going live and preaching to the boxing community. Do you know how many times I miss my kids going to sleep? Yeah, at a time I feel like it's worth it. I can make a mark. I can make an awareness. And also, there's times I'm like, you know what, man, I don't want to do this boxing shit no more, man. It's too many fakes. The business of boxing is fake. It's a cutthroat business. I've helped people get on. People let me flat. People don't pay. No finder's fee. They don't consider the time I've put in. I've put in time. Helping fighters. Fighters go somewhere else. Is not reciprocated. That's what I learned. That in boxing is not reciprocated. When it comes to the sport of boxing, let me tell you like this. In the sport of boxing, you gotta be a shark. You gotta be one of the most cutthroat. You can't have a heart in the sport of boxing. I said this to one of my boys. I said, the more that you know boxing, and I'm talking about the business of boxing, the more that you into the sport of boxing, the more you're gonna disrespect. I'm not disrespect. The more that you're not gonna put it this way, respect fighters, because you're gonna see how fighters are moved, and you're gonna be like, oh, you ain't a real one. The more that you understand this business, you're gonna be like, I can't even respect these fighters. Not the fighter, but the way that they move is like, it's fake. When it comes to pro boxing, when it hits a certain level, the high level is as fake as it when it's the come up. The real boxing, in my opinion, to be honest, the elite amateurs. If you want pure, it's almost like, and I found that in basketball as well. You want to see heart, you want to see determination, you want to see everybody that cares about each possession. Watch elite NCAA tournament, NCAA basketball, college football, and they let Alabama versus Auburn, right? Oklahoma, Duke versus No Cal. That's hard. That's for free. That's putting in your hard work, determination. Every possession counts. The way they play defense, the way they go by the system. Just like in amateurs. Go look at the fight. Go look at Jerome Bruce Ennis versus Gary Antoine Russell. Go look at the Demetrius Andre versus Keith and Tom Thurman. Go look at the fight. That's hard. This professional level, it's all business now. And some of these fighters don't understand. That's why you see all these fighters. What do they say, these fighters? Man, I want to fight more. I want to be active. I want to be active. And then these bunch of fans is like, yo, this fighter ain't shit. When was the last time this fighter's fought? When the last time this fighter's fought? Do you know that these fighters, you really think these are fighters? This is their job. This is the way they make their living. This is what they do. This is how they feed themselves, their family, their friends, everything. They want to fight all the time. But the business of boxing and tells them that, nah, you're not going to fight. And the contracts, it says if you become a world champion, you're only allowed to fight 2 times a year. They put a cap on a lot of fighters. Not everybody can move like Canelo Alvarez. But then we praise Canelo Alvarez, but don't. Canelo Alvarez is being active. Canelo Alvarez is in a position to do whatever you want to do. He already got the network, the zone, and any network he works with by the balls. You don't see Keith. You don't see the interview with Elliot and Keith from Tom Thurman? Dude is still waiting on the date. He's waiting if he's gonna get his title shot with Earl True Spencer or Buck Crawford. Still waiting. Look at Jerome Bruce Ennis. Jerome Bruce Ennis is always in the gym. You think that Jerome Bruce Ennis don't want to get back? Don't want to get back in the ring? Only fought 1 time this past year. You really think that he don't want to get back in the ring? You really think that it's him? But what do we do as fans? What do we do? Yo, this fighter did. He don't fight. He don't this. He's fighting. Da-da-da. Why can't we be a type of fans that understand the fighters instead of throwing them under the bus when we know what's really going on? Why we know how to call corruption when we see corruption? Because some of the time the corruption is just not what happened last week. The corruption sometimes is happening to each fighter behind the scenes. Why do you think these fighters are always arguing with their promoters? You know why? Some of these fighters are getting signed real young at the age of 18, 17, and they sign deals with the attorneys of these other of the promotional company or their managers. And then when they get older, they understand this boxing business even more. And they understand what they're reading. And then they understand their value. And then they understand how much money they're not getting paid and the handlers is getting paid. And then these guys are saying crazy. And then these guys will sound like Teofimo Lopez. But guess what? You will say that Teofimo Lopez is crazy. You rather say that Teofimo Lopez is crazy than Top Rank is crazy. You rather say that Jamal Charlo was crazy than his business handlers. You rather say that this person is washed up, he don't get outside the ring. Do you know what they're going through outside of the ring? Do you know what they're going through outside of the ring, business-wise or even personal-wise as well? And sometimes, you know what? Hold on. Sometimes I'm like, damn, man, why do I know? You know, when you know certain things, yes, it can alter the way that you think. Sometimes you want to share certain things for people to understand these particular fighters. Some of the things that I may know is off the records. Some of the things that I know they'll tell me, they don't say off the records, I let y'all know. It's like what Jamal Charlo was going through. And I did a video about it, and I tweeted about it. And I see how the boxing world is coming down on him. But then I relate to him. I relate to Jamal Charlo. Going to court, fighting for your kids, the type of toll it takes, the type of mental stress it takes. When people play with your kids and your kids is your life, or you have a family and you lose your family and you was dedicated and you work and you fought and you feed your family and provide for your family, and then that is tampered with. If I tell you you can't see your kids, how you gonna act the next day? So I see all these channels doing the same thing and going in Jamal Charles. I'm like, nah, man, he's a human being. That's when I wake up. Nah, man, it's a time and place for everything. It's a time and place for everything, bro. It's a time and place for hold people accountable and things of that nature. Look, I understand. I say that Jamal Charles should have been a champion in recess. I say Jamal Charles probably should have been stripped. But that doesn't mean that you got to go after a guy in his career, what he's doing, what he's not doing, what he's suffering outside of the sport of boxing, in a way that a lot of men, a lot of fathers have suffered as well. Oh, Demetrius Andre this, Demetrius Andre this. Do you know that Demetrius Andre, shout out to Demetrius Andre and Demetrius Andre's family and stuff like that. And I only talk about this now because he did an interview and they alluded a little bit in the PBC podcast. Do you know that Demetrius Andre was in camp and fighting Demar Nicholson while his mother was in a coma? Mm? Good looking out, say in the building. What's good, brother? Appreciate you, bro. You know that man was in camp, was fighting Demar Nicholson, and at the same time, his mother's in a coma in the bed. And throughout that time, they figuring out if they have to let her go. Put yourself in that position. And then weeks after, weeks after, they have to lay, Demise Andre has to lay his mother to rest. But the boxing world don't know ish. And the boxing world is, look at Demetrius. Who is he fighting? Why is he fighting this? Who is he doing this? Oh my God. The man is out there sacrificing his life. Why he's trying to get his business together, because remember, he's not with Matchroom anymore. Trying to get this fight, doing business with Al Heyman, in which he has to amend that type of relationship, because remember, we didn't have a business relationship. Has to amend that relationship with Showtime, and also have to take care of his family, and also his mom is in a coma, and rest in peace to Demise Andre's mom. Y'all don't know the mental stress and strength this man was throughout leading up to that fight, after the fight. Oh, yo, the meat. Oh, punch. Yo, boy, this. Yeah, that's my motherfucking boy, bro. And I got his back 100%. Also, y'all forget this. Let me tell you like this. Y'all forget also I'm a fucking human being as well, too. You think I created a channel? It's just you think that you're not gonna build some type of friendship or some type of fellowship and shit like that. Just like I could meet Oz. What's up, Oz Boxing? What's good, my brother? I could meet Oz Boxing right now, and I could meet Oz Boxing in a fight. Hey, yo, and then we be cool, and then we be friends and shit like that. Yo, just like all of us in the chat right now. They respect me just like I respect them. There's certain relate. It's just like Stephen A. Smith and Allen Iverson. Oh, your boy Tio. Oh, your boy Tio. Like if I'm walking around with Tio, and somebody got a problem with Tio, you got a problem with me. Oh, punch, you got to be professional about it. Who said that? Who said I got to be professional about what? You know I'm professional. I'm professional about me. My morals, my principle. My morals, my principle. Don't get mad because I've created relationships. I've also created relationships in the YTBC. Some of them stabbed me in the back. Pause. Some of them are real. Shout out to Rap Store Boxing Knowledge, one of the realest motherfuckers that I met in this community and stuff like that, and is a friend. Shout out to T.F. Lopez Senior. I met good real people. Shout out to Nonito. Shout out to Rachel. I met real people in this boxing community. Some of them were just cool. Some of them is it's just I see you when I'm doing media credentials, or I see you in the fight, and some of them we become friends. I seen Teofimo Lopez before a fight. Everybody is there, and I seen Teofimo Lopez when he lost, and most of the people disappeared. If I'm with Tio and you disrespect Tio, I'll probably be the first one to go at you. That's my boy. Yep. Who got a problem with that? I'm still gonna keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively when it comes to his career. I'm still not gonna say, "Hey, yo, Tio, I agree when you said 10-2 in the post-fight interview. I hated that post-fight interview. I didn't want him to say nothing about that post-fight interview. Matter of fact, I didn't want him to say nothing about him being sick, because I understand this community. I understand that it don't matter what you're gonna say, Tio. No matter what you was going through, they're not gonna care. I didn't want to say I didn't want him to say nothing because I already saw how people was treating Deontay Wilder. Said, man, oh nah, come on, Tio, no. I agree with that, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all don't even know that my fallout. I had a quick fallout with Teofimo Lopez Seniors because we argued because of that after the fight. Yo, Punch, yo, you see what they did to us? I'm like, nah, man, come on, man, yo, Junior, you already know that, how your son was coming inside that ring, man. I'm more proud of your son versus Cambosa than it was Lomachenko. To this day, I am more proud of Teofimo Lopez because I knew the condition that he was hitting in the ring. I knew that everybody was begging him to go to the hospital. His mother was wanting him to go to the hospital. His father, that the night before the fight, he was not fit to fight. He'd be like, "No, I got to do it for the fans." I said, "Oh my God." So after the fight, yo, they cheated my son. Yo, we won every round. I said, "Yo, my man, no, you didn't, man." And people was around and we was going for, hey, yo, Moonshine, you trying to say, oh, you with them now? No, Junior. I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't no fucking yes man, bro. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you my friend, bro, you consider me as a friend. I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. That fight was hard, bro. That fight could have gone either way, bro. It was a hard fight. No. Of course, you know what I'm saying. And people was like, yo, Punch. That's the son. You know what I'm saying. They in the moment. You know what I said? I said, nah, but the people around needs to be real people, not yes men. Because in the end of the day, and these are the words that I told Teofimo Lopez Senior. That day that we had that argument. I said, in the end of the day, Teofimo Lopez, when he gets better, he got to go inside that ring, and he has to go back to the drawing board, and he has to, you know what I'm saying, see what went wrong and things of that nature, and still get better at his craft. Whether if he would, whether he went 100%, whether he didn't go 100%, in the end of the day, you still have to build off that and become a better fighter. But if you can't be conscious of what happened, then how are you gonna go back to the drawing board? Your job is to so you got to be the strongest person. You got to be the strongest person. And I remember that day, and he did the interview with Raider Raheem, and people was like, "Nah, don't do the interview. Don't do the interview with Raider Raheem." I'm telling you, I'm not no yes man or nobody. The reason why I get respect from these motherfuckers out here is because I'm real like that. The boxing industry did Teofimo Lopez dirty. They did him dirty, and now he's learning. He's learning that this is a business. So you see when Rollie Romero is saying, I'm fighting Ryan Garcia next, and everybody's like, oh, mira este tigre. Oh, look at Rollie Romero. He fighting Ryan Garcia like he don't give a fuck about El Viejo. If it's not El Viejo, they'll do it to him, bro. If it's not El Viejo, they will do it to Rollie too, bro. This is boxing, y'all. The business of boxing, the boxing person who don't give a damn about these fighters. These fighters ain't human, bro. These fighters ain't human. You think it was cool? You think it's cool for you for the way that his legacy was being played, Teofimo Lopez? You think that shit was fair? Oh yeah, in this community there was this couple of community be like, oh no, he wasn't undisputed. Oh no, he this, he is shit like that. He was the man that put himself in the ring, bro. Boxing, boxing are just livestocks. Exactly. See, I think with Tio, he takes this, and he should take it personal, man, because this is his life. He cares about legacy so much, and he's understanding that boxing is a business. They don't give a damn about the legacy. It's not about the fighter. Look. People say this is what people say. I wish that fighters is like back in the days. The business of boxing is not like back in the days. The business of boxing does not allow fighters to be like fighters like back in the days. This is what other see. This is what boxing content creators don't want to tell you, because there's a lot of boxing content creators that don't know shit about the sport of boxing, that is not about the sport of boxing, that don't deal with fighters, that don't help fighters, that don't provide anything for fighters. They're just sitting in their couch talking boxing, just being trolls and shit like that. I deal with fighters, bro. These fight it's not about these fighters are not like fighters like back in the days. It's that the business of boxing is not like back in the days, which doesn't allow these fighters to be like back in the days. Do y'all understand this? Let me know if y'all understand it or not. This is why the boxers today are not like the boxers of back in the days, because the business of boxing not like back in the days. The business of boxing is now allowing the business of boxing is not allowing these fighters to be active. So when you asking these fighters, oh, this fighters is not active, is the business of boxing doesn't allow them. It's in their contracts that once you become a champion, you're not allowed to fight more than 2 times a year. It's in the contracts. It's a different world. All these TV networks got dates, got other sports. It's not like back in the days. Yeah. Oh, yo, Roberto Duran. Well, let's remember the NBA wasn't the NBA in the early '80s wasn't it like the way it is now? The NFL wasn't it the way it was now. And now you got all these sports now. There was no UFC back in the days. There was not no reality shows back in the days or stuff like that. There wasn't debating shows after debating shows 24/7 around the clock back in the days. It's about ratings now. You ain't never going to see the time when Julio Cesar Chavez fought 6 times in between in the span of 12 months, and it was fighting Frankie Randall twice, fighting Pernell Whitaker, fighting Medrick Taylor. In that same 12-month span, you ain't never gonna see that. You ain't never gonna see Canelo Alvarez fighting 6 times in 12 months, and he fought. That's the equivalent of fighting David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo. That's the equivalent of fighting David Benavidez twice, Jamal Charlo, uh, uh, um, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andre, and Bivol, and then get 2 more fights in, or 1 more fight. Let's say, uh, uh, Zach Parker in. That's what Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. did. That's the equivalent of what he did. Think about it. He fought Pernell Whitaker, Frankie Randall twice, and Medrick Taylor, and then 2 other opponents. I forgot their names. That's the equivalent of fighting David Benavidez twice, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andre, Dimitri Bivol. Right? Something like that. Say side in the building, say side. So, yeah, I believe that the business of boxing effed over Teofimo Lopez. Yes. How you gonna say and promote him as an undisputed? Y'all being top rank, y'all being ESPN, and then the press release, y'all say former unified champion. And then you wonder why Teofimo Lopez has to say what he has to say, but you want to call him crazy, right? John Dada said, I understand you back on Dre because he's your friend and you reason his trouble. But you know, John Dada, before I even met Demetrius Andre, if you look at my first videos, I was saying the same thing I'm saying now. The same exact thing I was saying when I started my channel. Same thing I'm saying now. It's nothing different. It's nothing different before or after I met somebody or I'm cool or grown to be cool with. That's where the respect comes in. That's why I say to the people that I meet, is they say that I'm fair. 98% of the people that I'm cool in the sport of boxing, whether it's fighters, because I'm fair. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. They see that. Oh, I'm a real motherfucker. What they see around this is, most of the fighters think that all these boxing content creators is fake. That's what they always tell me. Why you like even with the Bill Haney? Why you think me and Bill Haney? I could tell Bill Haney, yo, my man. I could tell him the truth of how I feel, whether he like it or not, whether he respect it or not. But he knows I'm telling him what I feel is my truth. I could say that Devin Haney is a boring fighter to me, but I also could say that Devin Haney could become the most, will be the most powerful man in the sport of boxing by the age of 32. People could be like, then now there's people, there could be a wave of people that saying, oh, Punch Drunk, oh, you on Devin Haney. But did you hear what I said about Devin Haney though? Did you hear that I said that he's the smartest businessman out of all of them? And even most of the elite fighters today. And now the beauty of it, now that Devin Haney is becoming a God-fearing man. Now he's tapping into his religious belief. Now he has a center. Now he knows. Now he's identified there is something bigger than him, like Muhammad Ali and like Manny Pacquiao. Whether it's 2 different type of religions, but you see the humbleness of Muhammad Ali, and you see the humbleness of Manny Pacquiao. Because they found a center that is bigger than them. It don't matter how much money, how much praise that you get, there's something bigger than you, more powerful than you. It humbles you. They don't got to be humble in the ring already. Having the relationship with God humbles you. And Devin Haney is finding that. And I'm glad that he is. Because no matter how much money he's going to get, he's going to know that the true wealth is Allah. God, Jehovah, the Omega. I was listening to the interview with them in the Dream Haiti with the Last Man Standing Showtime, Brian Custis. Love the interview. You see the maturity. You see how the way he talks. Even when he was trying to throw him that type of ball for him to get some type of reaction. Teofimo Lopez says this and this. He said, well, he has the right to feel how he feel. I just got to prove him wrong. Boom. Beautiful response. I believe that Devin the Dream Haney is going to help out more fighters than probably all these guys that's in his contemporaries. And I think Shakur Stevenson is going to become probably some type of trainer because he already working the corners already. Shakur Stevenson is very smart. John Dada said, the reason why I go so hard for Canelo, Tio, and even Ryan Garcia is because I know there's opposition against talented Latino fighters in the industry, really the world as well. Facts, John Dada. That's why I went hard. That's why I go hard for them as well. Let's not forget. Let's not forget who was the one in the front line, you know what I'm saying? Let's not forget. When I was going at it with all these channels, let's not forget what was the reason why? Canelo Alvarez has done enough in the sport of boxing in which he can retire right now. First ballot Hall of Famer. Canelo Alvarez has carried the sport of boxing on his back. Before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and still. The reason why people want to question right now that, oh, if he's the pay-per-view king, he's the king, he's the face of the sport of boxing, is because now he's been doing so much. This is what I sense now. He's been doing so much. Finally, somebody is coming out here to help him out, especially on this side of the pond. Finally, somebody is stepping up and attracting and sustaining the eyeballs in the sport of boxing, captivating the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans. Finally, someone stepped up to help Canelo Alvarez move the sport and enhance the sport. That's the way that I see it. You know, I'm T.O. the risk taker of this generation, the commander in chief, the captain of this generation. That's why I call Teofimo Lopez. Oh yeah, he set the tone for this generation. I don't give a damn what anybody say. I don't give a damn if you're a fan of him or not. Teofimo Lopez set the tone for this generation. That's why he gave my respect. He set the tone and still setting the tone fighting John Taylor June 10th, Madison Square Garden. Nobody's taking the risk like Teofimo Lopez. Javante Davis move up to the 140. He fought Mario Barrios. Huh? Ryan Garcia moved up to fight who? Fortuna. Devin Haney haven't moved up yet. Going to be fighting Vasily Lomachenko in probably a 50-50 fight. One of the toughest challenges. But let's not forget that Teofimo Lopez already fought Vasily Lomachenko 3 years ago when Vasily Lomachenko was pound for pound, 1, 2, 3. You could flip it around and the champion at that. Teofimo Lopez actually did the dirty work of Javante Davis by fighting Vasily Lomachenko. Probably did the dirty work of Michael Garcia by fighting Vasily Lomachenko. And let's not also forget that Teofimo Lopez went to the 140-pound division, knocked out Pedro Compa. Pedro Compa, who went life and death. Brandon Lee, who went life and death with Pedro Compa. Knocked him out in the 7th round. Moved on to fight Sando Martin. Sando Martin was running throughout the whole fight. Let's be real. Let's be honest. The only reason why people want to say there was a close fight because they see, oh my God, he got dropped, and they think that the second round defines the whole fight. Teofimo Lopez beat the guy that retired, the 4 World Champion Mikey Garcia. And now he's about to face John Taylor, the undisputed, Maury, the undisputed, because he never lost to anybody. And people want to question the heart of Teofimo Lopez. People want to question what Canelo Alvarez has done to the sport of boxing. And that's why sometimes the reason why boxing just can't move forward, just can't enhance himself because we got quote unquote fake ass hardcore boxing fans that always wants to throw dirt on the great on what great fighters are doing to the sport of boxing. Why you think I was so happy about Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia? Why you think I want to say that he is right now currently Gervonta Tank Davis has the right, whether you like it or not, he has the right to call himself pay-per-view king because yes, it was the A side of the biggest fight in the sport of boxing up to this day. Give him that. Nobody's saying that he's pound for pound. Nobody's saying he's more accomplishable than Canelo Alvarez. Nobody's saying, I'm not saying that he's a face of boxing. I'm saying that he's the king of pound of pay-per-view until further notice. That's what I've been saying. Give him that. What's the debate? What's the problem? His pay-per-view, his event did more than Canelo Alvarez and John Ryder. Why everybody got so uptight? Is Gervonta Tank Davis going to be a Hall of Famer? I don't know. Not right now. He ain't no walking Hall of Famer right now. But we got to give him credit that his fight with Ryan Garcia put a lot of eyeballs into our sport. And it's the job of these fights like a Devin Haney and Lomachenko, just like Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor, just like Naoya Inoue and Stephen Fulton, to sustain the eyeballs, all those eyeballs that came to the sport of boxing. I'm going to say it like this. Those eyeballs hurt the people that was tuning into the sport of boxing and see, who's fighting the next couple of weeks, Rollie Romero, all the guy that Gervonta Tank Davis beat, and then we see what we see, and then it hurts the sport of boxing once again. But while everybody is watching, the WBA has to do something, or we already know that they're corrupted. Gilbert Mendoza needs to step up right now, but he's being a pussy right now and not doing what needs to be done. Josh Taylor got a controversial win in his last fight that people think he lost. Is that really no? People just think he's lost because he's a favorite. And they feel like if the favorite is pushed to the limit, that automatically he's lost to the people. Just like Sando Martin. I asked this question: do you believe that Teofimo Lopez lost? I think that he lost. What the fuck did Sando Martin did for 10 rounds? Tell me if Teofimo Lopez did bad. Let me know what Sando Martin did that was so special. Let me know how many punch he landed. How many did he outland Teofimo Lopez? Did he outlanded him in power shots, jabs? What did he do better than Teofimo Lopez? That he moved around? Come on, man. Jack Catterall, he slept. He took his foot off the gas in the championship rounds. Did Jack Catterall really want it that bad? Josh Taylor make the adjustments. Did Jack Catterall really want it that bad? Did he finish strong? Did he understand that he was fighting the undisputed champion? I don't deal with trolls anymore, bro. Get yourself another account. That's a Rollie win to me. Devin Haney, a slick boxer. I want to see how he do against Loma. He better piece him up. Yeah, I want to see. I can't wait for the fight. Yeah, he just got frozen right now. I was just trying to freeze boxing out, you know. I thought I'm going by the name, you know what I'm saying? They say you froze. But ladies and gentlemen, man, y'all already know, man, I'm up timeout. I like the live punch, different point of view type ish. Good looking out the urge, man. Tomorrow we add it back. real time, 6:30, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, got to be talking about and dialing this Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko. Hope everybody have a good night. God bless you. Love you. God bless. And on to the next. Tomorrow, or this evening, we back at it, 6:30, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Peace out.